In this video, we're going to talk about 5 mistakes that you should not make when doing a loan modification. Hey homeowners, it's Joshua Sternberg coming at you from sunny Southern California. Mistake number 1, understand the difference between your gross and your net income. A lot of people, when they're asked how much money they make, they just say what their net income is because that's the net income is what you take home. So let's back up. Gross income is before taxes, that's the big number. Net income is after taxes, that's the small number. Most of us just look at what our net income is because that's how much money we bring home. But banks are going to look at your gross income. So if you're looking at being pre-qualified, or if you're filling out mortgage documents, or if you're talking to your servicer or mortgage lender, they're only interested in what's called your gross income. So make sure when you're giving your income, you're calculating based on your gross, which is the bigger number. Okay, so mistake number 1, understand the difference between gross and net income and make sure you're using gross income for your proof of income on your wage portion of your loan modification application. Mistake number 2, household size. Understand what a proper household size is. If you have adult children living with you, you should not be listing them on your household size because for every person that's including on your household size, you'll be hit with expenses. So you don't want to have a huge household size if you're having trouble with your finances. If you have 1 or 2 young kids, of course, it's okay to list them. Even sometimes people have elderly people living with them. If you have an elderly person, a mother, a mother-in-law, a grandma living with you, and that person has their own source of income, let's call it Social Security income, don't list them as a dependent. You don't want to take on that financial burden when doing your loan modification application, okay? So for husband and wife, 2 people, 1 or 2 kids, 3, 4 people, but don't just start adding people trying to make it look like, look how many people live with me. I have me, my 2 young kids, my 2 grown kids, 2 of their kids, and my grandma. So we have 8 or 9 people living in the house. That doesn't look good. No bank wants to find out you have 8 or 9 people living under one household. To them, that makes them feel like you can't handle things on your own. So keep your household size as slim as possible for purposes of a loan modification. Mistake number 3, do not inflate your expenses, even if it's accurate. Let's just use food for an example. Let's say that you're somebody who likes to go out and spend a lot of money on food because you have a big appetite, or you like to eat healthy, or you exercise a lot, so you have food or dietary restrictions. Do not overinflate your budget on expenses. For each individual in the household, you should be spending between $300 to $400. Let's call it $350 to $400 per person per food. Now, in reality, you may be spending a lot more money than that, but for your loan mod application, you want to keep your expenses as sort of standardized as possible. Don't say, oh, for me, I spend $1,000 a month. My wife spends $1,000 a month, so our food budget is $3,000 a month. Do not put that. That's going to throw your numbers way off. It's going to make it look like you don't know how to balance a budget. So just stick with the standardized expenses. If you need help with standardized expenses, you can either email us or leave a comment and I'm happy to help you. Or you can look up what the IRS standard of expenses are based on where you live, based on your zip code. IRS does present that. And believe it or not, banks and bankruptcy courts both look at the IRS standards in determining expenses. Okay, so mistake number 3, don't overinflate your expenses. Number 4, you need income. Do not say that you do not have income. Do not say, I'm not working. Do not say, I have no income. No mortgage company is going to work with you if you do not have income. When you're ready to apply for a loan modification, you better be sure that you have income. And if you're not working, you have a spouse who's working. If you and your spouse are not working, you have a contributor that's contributing. If you guys aren't working, you're renting a room or doing something to bring in income. Don't think that a bank is going to help you if you're making no money. If you're making no money, a bank wants nothing to do with you. A bank only wants to help you because you're going to be making your payments to them. If you have no income, if you're on unemployment income, it's actually not the right time to apply for loan modification. There's a lot of potential landmines in loan modifications, which is why it's important to contact an attorney like us. And the 5th mistake, mistake number 5 that I don't want you making, everybody needs to have had a hardship. Let's say it's a financial hardship. When you apply for your loan modification, do you want your hardship to be existing or do you want your hardship to have ended? The answer is you want your hardship to have ended. You no longer want to be in financial hardship in order for your loan modification to go through. Don't say, I lost my job, I still haven't got it back. I still haven't got back on my feet. I'm still in a horrible, dire straits. Don't say that. You want to say, I had a hardship, I fell off, I'm back on my feet, I dusted myself off, and I'm ready to go. Let's go through them real quick. Know the difference between gross and net income. Know what a proper household size is. Don't say too many people live in your house. Don't list too much expenses. Do not overinflate your expenses. You need to have income. Income is important. And number 5, you want to say that your hardship is over. Okay? So that's 5 tips for you on how to get a loan modification and 5 mistakes that I don't want you to make. If you have any questions, please subscribe below or email us, leave a comment. Let us know how we can get back in touch with you. Sternberg Law Group is always happy to help. Thank you so much.